Right, right.
Come on, you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Yes, yes. Preach.
And it continued like that.
Right.
Greece overthrew Medo-Persia. And then 168 in the Battle of Pydna, Rome overthrew the Greeks. But each one inherited millions upon millions of population. That is what the prophet is saying. It came up out of the sea.
Right.
And through war.
War.
Now, I don't think you all are understanding. There is yet another detail I want to draw to your attention. That these four powers were coming up out of the sea. Hold on. They were coming up out of the sea.
Out of the sea.
Now, you see, now Julian, if you do as I do, and I'm encouraging you all to do it, read the whole Bible through.
Okay, I will.
Because if you read the whole Bible through, you'll remember that another power is coming up in Revelation, not out of the sea, but out of the earth.
Right, yes, Talk to us. Out of the earth, not the sea.
Yeah, but I'm not coming to that yet.
Oh,
but I am only throwing a shot across the bow.
All right.
To alert you, so that when we come to it, you will not forget Daniel 7, where they came out of the sea. Now, if these come out of the sea and it means plenty people, then what do you think it means when the one is coming out of the earth?
Few people, very few.
Not a lot of people.
Few people.
Come on, am I talking sense here?
Yes,
plenty. That's what I want you all to know. So you see, I want you to stretch your imagination far.
Yes.
Now, listen. I want your minds to wrap right around the scriptures, the Bible. I don't want you all to get a little piece here and a little piece there. Oh, I just know this, but you don't know. I want your whole mind to wrap around the Bible.
Okay.
All right. I'm coming to you. In the previous study, it was stated clearly the role of each of these powers that they played in God's plan of salvation. Let me repeat. Any nation that is mentioned in scriptures, it is because that nation or that person has something to do with the final outcome of the plan of salvation. You get it?
Yes.
So now, Babylon took Judah into captivity.
Yes.
And when she took Judah into captivity, Jesus was now relocated into Babylon. Come on.
Yes.
Am I making sense here?
Sense.
And Medo-Persia brought back the seed for Jesus to Jerusalem.
Yes.
Come on, am I making sense?
Yes, Rooseveldt.
And Jesus came out in Zerubbabel.
Yes.
On Sunday night. Sunday night? Yeah. On Sunday night, you are going to see clearly that Jesus came out in Zerubbabel. And Zerubbabel is extremely important in the plan of salvation. After David, the next most important person in the plan of salvation is Zerubbabel.
Okay. After David.
You see, the Holy Ghost, whenever somebody, there's some that play minor roles. So their mention is very scant. But anytime you see the Holy Ghost is playing up this name and playing up this person, that person has a major role. Well, David and Zerubbabel are two of the most important individuals in the plan of salvation.
Okay.
But I ain't telling you, there's nothing called ain't, but I feel like being a little colloquial. I am not telling you anything now. I'm just whetting your appetite. Pastor, I'm whetting your appetite.
Wet it.
Zerubbabel on Sunday night.
Rooseveldt Sunday night.
Yeah. Hey. Wait, Latoya, how are you? Where is my friend, which call herself Weeks? Bartlett, man. Bartlett, how are you? Where's Bartlett? Is she gone? No, she's there. All right. Yes, so now, let me continue here. Now, I say all of them play a role. But when it comes to Rome, the legs of iron, or the fourth beast,
Yes.
the narrative always has been different. You always hear about this iron crushing,
Yes. Stamping.
stamping with the feet. Because, you see, while Satan was using the others to prevent the man-child from being born, Jesus was born in the time of Rome.
Right.
The legs of iron, or you can say the nondescriptive beast. And not only that, but Rome killed Jesus.
True.
It was not Babylon. It was not Medo-Persia. It was not Greece.
Not Greece.
It's Rome that killed Jesus. So that's why you're going to find that Rome is stamping with the feet, crushing everything. You see, all the activities pertaining to Christ while he was here on earth happened under Rome. Let's look at Luke chapter 2 and verse 1. His birth. Yeah.
And
Luke chapter 2 and verse 1. What it says there?
it came
to pass, everybody.
And it came to pass in those days.
There went
that
out
they
a decree
from
Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. Hold on. Who was Caesar Augustus? The emperor of whom? Of Rome. That's at the birth of Christ. So right at the birth of Christ is Rome. And then now look at his death now. John 19 and verse 15. Let's read it together, everybody.
But they
cried out,
away
with him.
Away
with him. Crucify him.
Pilate
said unto him, shall I crucify your king? The chief priest answered, we have no king but whom?
Caesar.
Who is Caesar?
Rome.
That was Tiberius Caesar. Augustus was there and Tiberius Caesar now was the king. So you see, everything pertaining Jesus was under whom?
Rome.
That is why in the image it has iron. It's the Iron Kingdom. And in the image it says that that the legs, that kingdom was going to batter and bruise. And Isaiah 53 says he was bruised for iniquities. You see, you got to be able to connect scriptures. The moment you see it in Daniel chapter 2, that this fourth kingdom is going to bruise. Man, you look in Isaiah 53 and you hear he was bruised for iniquities.
Yes.
don't think anybody's understanding me. You know.
You understand?
Now, brethren, having repeated, it is time now to enlarge.
Time to enlarge.
What are the new concepts in this prophecy? Number one is the little horn.
The little horn.
There is no, you come down to the 10 toes, but it didn't say that the 10 toes, 3 of them are going to be broken off. It was not yet time. But in this prophecy, in this, when it is repeated, then God introduces the little horn and its activities.
The little horn.
And then 3 horns were plucked up. And a specific time is introduced. And also the judgment.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, let me tell you how it happens here, how it comes. The flow. First was the lion.
Yes.
The lion represents Babylon.
Yes.
Now, brethren, I told you all to look out for details.
Details, yes.
The lion had 2 wings.
Yes, yes.
But then the wings were plucked.
Yes.
And the lion was made to stand up like a man. Musician, what is this telling you? Now, if this represents Babylon, it is something that is now happening to Babylon.
Okay.
If a lion is now behaving like a man, what is saying? Who is more ferocious? Come on. You think you're going to... I'm not going to... If a lion comes in this place here, I'm gone.
Me too. In front of you too.
Even though I have to jump the window there, man, I will leap over that window before you know it. Because a lion is ferocious, a man is mild.
Yeah.
A man is civilized. A man is weak compared with a lion.
Yeah.
So it is telling me here that in this prophecy, Babylon is already weakening.
Okay.
In other words, Babylon is going away.
Okay.
Not quite yet, because Belshazzar is on the throne. And who was Belshazzar? The last king.
Yeah. Yes.
So Babylon is going. It's the first year of the reign of Belshazzar. Well, Belshazzar only lasted, I think it's 2 more years.
Yeah, the 3rd year of Belshazzar.
So now, the flow is Babylon. And then Medo-Persia came on the stage. The bear.
The beer.
Now, one of these days, I will explain to you what it means by the bear came up on one side.
Yeah.
You want to hear what it is?
Yeah. We know.
No. You know what it is, Julian.
The meats were more dominant than the Persians.
Okay, fine, all right. Okay. At first, at the beginning.
Yes.
But later on, what happens? The Persians.
Right.
And you remember the year when Cyrus defeated his grandfather Astyages? I'm going to teach you that now.
Yeah, teach me.
553 BC.
553
His
BC.
grandfather was Astyages,
Yes.
the father of Darius and Mandane. You know who Mandane was? The mother of Cyrus. The mother of Cyrus.
I didn't know that one.
So Astyages was the grandfather of Cyrus through Mandane.
Okay.
Yeah.
553 BC.
553 BC.
Okay.
He defeated his grandfather and took over. But he allowed his uncle to stay on the throne of the Medes, so as not to divide the kingdom. Then he married to the daughter of Darius. Her name was Cassandane.
Okay.
So you learned something tonight, okay?
Yes.
Right.
Thank you.
So, now after the Medes and Persians, then Greece took over. Now, I'm showing you the flow of it. Now, after the Greeks, then it was Rome. Come on, am I making sense here?
Yes, yes, yes.
The Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire was that power that destroyed Jesus, that killed Jesus.
Yes, kill Jesus.
And when Jesus went back to heaven now, Satan used the same Roman Empire to try to destroy the church.
Yes, yes.
So beginning with Nero and those other emperors, the church was under pressure.
Pressure,
Listen,
pressure.
under Diocletian, the church was actually on the ropes. And this was no rope-a-dope now. It was real on the ropes because Diocletian was ferocious. He gave command to all his governors to wipe out Christians. They were tortured. They were, in jail. Their eyes were plucked out one by one. Their ears were cut off. So when Diocletian gave up the throne, and then Constantine became the emperor and freed the Christians, these Christians appeared at the council of Nicaea with one hand, one eye, and listen, it was terrible. Now Satan realized now that he could not destroy the church of God by brute force. So what he did, he joined the church.
Yeah. Join the church.
And this is what we call apostasy.
Yes. Apostasy.
Now the church headquarters was over in Jerusalem.
Yes, Jerusalem.
But now it shifted to Rome. And Rome is in Europe. That's the feet and the toes. That's the 10 kingdoms now. Now, we all know, let me explain to you now. This little horn came up. And it came up in Rome. Now I think everybody knows that Constantine had a smaller force than Licinius. Now, I don't have time to go through all this. Maybe tomorrow night. Wednesday, Thursday night. I will deal with it more in details. But Constantine professed to be a Christian.
Yes,
And he gave freedom to the Christians. But it was not, this was not Jesus Christ's type of Christianity. It was his brand of Christianity. Where they were worshiping idols. And they continued to worship the idols. But they changed the names of the idols. From Mithra to Saint Mary, Saint Paul, Saint John, and images of Jesus himself. And that is why in the papacy, in the Catholic Church, you go in there and you bow down, you genuflect to the images.
Images.
You all don't understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
Now, listen to this now. 3 kingdoms. A young man, Athanasius, what's his name now? Arius, Alexander Arius, came up with the idea that Jesus Christ was not God. He was a created being. Now, 3 of the kingdoms embraced it. Now, there was Constantine himself called a council in 325 to settle the issue. And the issue was settled. Now, Satan is smart. Satan knows that truth cannot stand, so error cannot stand on its own. Error needs a truth base.
Okay.
That's what we call deception. You cannot deceive anybody with pure error. You deceive with 99% truth and 1% error.
True.
That's how deception happens. So now, the truth was, Jesus Christ is God.
Jesus is God.
Jesus is God.
Mm-hmm.
So from that council, it was settled that Jesus is God,
Yes.
co-equal with the Father.
Co-equal.
Am I right?
Yes.
Now, three of the kingdoms would not change their views. They remained Arians,
Yes.
holding to the fact that, to their point, that Jesus is not God. So they had to be dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
And Justinian, it ended in 538, where Justinian destroyed the last of the Arian kingdoms. So that the Bishop of Rome now became the head of the Christian world. We call him the Pope.
The Pope.
These are the three kingdoms. This is the reason why the three kingdoms were taken out. The Ostrogoths, the Vandals of North Africa, and so on. Listen, let's not get into the names of these because I'm giving you the opportunity that you can read something for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So now, this little horn or the papacy
Mm-hmm.
is now used by Satan to destroy the church.
Mm-hmm.
And the rule of the Catholic Church began